I'm like, baby, did you do your research? Did you do your research? So for those of you that may be considering Greek life, there's a lot of different organizations out there. And we have Black organizations, commonly referred to as BGLOs, Black Greek letter organizations, or they're also referred to as the NPHC, the National Panhellenic Council, as we're often called the D9 or Divine Nine. And as you can tell from the title, there's 9 organizations. I happen to be part of one of them, and we're going to talk about what things you should consider when you're considering Greek life. So many of you have spotted out some of these organizations. Most times if you're at a party or if you see us strolling or stepping or something at some event or different things like that, or hopefully where you've seen us is more so in the community service space. We like to do a lot of different things with the community, but we do have a lot of different aspects in which we reach into. So let's dive in, people. Ooh. So as you're considering Greek life, what are some things should you look out for or that you should pay attention to as you're making your assessment of whether or not you want to join that particular organization? Well, for one, you should see how their chapter that is currently on your campus is operating. Do your research. That is the biggest thing that I can possibly tell you, is to do your research. Most people's research consists of, oh, let me go to the national website. Let me see what they do nationally, what their projects are, what are their initiatives, you know, what type of programs do they host for the youth, and what is their impact on the community. Those are the different things that you will look from a global or national perspective. Now, as I mentioned earlier, what people tend to forget is that as you're joining these organizations, you're going to be joining a chapter. So that is on a smaller scale. And yes, they should operate based off of what their mission statement is, their motto, their goals, and all the things that they claim they stand for. However, I will say this, they don't always do that. That is exactly why you'll see, you know, people, you see all these different videos, and I actually saw these not too long ago. All these people are denouncing their letters for certain organizations and things like that. And I'm like, baby, did you do your research? Did you do your research? And your research should extend beyond just, oh, did I look at their national website? Or some people just looked at how the way they operated as a chapter, but not necessarily how they operated on the national level. So it can go both ways. So do your research. I cannot stress that enough. That can save you a lot of time, effort, and, you know, all those different things that kind of go into choosing whether or not you want to be part of a Greek organization. So as far as looking at the chapter level, you know, monitor how they interact with you and what that looks like when they're interacting or operating with other people. Is it the same? Is it consistent? Do they seem to be genuine? You know, are they still speaking when they see you in public, or are they walking past you like, I don't know you, hold up, who are you speaking to? I don't know you, hold on. You know, you pay attention to that, because oftentimes, and you know, you'll have some of the older people will tell you, your parents have probably told you this too, you know, see how people treat you, and if they show you who they are, most times you should believe them the first time. So if you see that there's some inconsistencies, if you see that maybe their things are not necessarily aligned with what your goals are, then maybe you might want to take a step back, you know, voice those concerns with somebody that you trust, and that you can work those different things out and see if it's still something that you want to do. So one of the biggest ones, and people tend to talk about this, is why are, you know, sororities and fraternities so secretive, especially in the Black organizations. They want to know, why are we so secretive? Well, at the end of the day, we have our different traditions. We have the things that we hold dear, you know, even secret handshakes, and, you know, what our symbols mean, and, you know, what our mantras, like the deep rooted meanings of all of our organization that we hold dear, our crest, our shield, and all these different things. You know, those are secrets that we want to hold dear to only our members. So if you are somebody on the outside looking in, you may not necessarily get access to some of those answers. You'll find those out along the way. However, again, do your research. A lot of different things you can find, whether it be factual or fictional. You don't know. Be careful where you're looking at. Don't be looking from Wikipedia is not a legitimate source. Okay, don't do that. But make sure that you're really just kind of assessing. When I say as far as why we tend to be secretive, it's like, yes, we want to hold those secrets dear to our organization, and it is only permitted for those who actually join our organization. So don't take it personally. If you feel like, oh, they're so secretive about certain stuff, and it's just like, don't take it personally. It's not personal. It's literally just because these are our secrets, our trade, the things that we hold dear to specifically to our organization, and we don't want everybody to have those different things. Everybody has their own, and so that's our way of holding things that are dear to us, to our organization. So in another spectrum of secrecy about organizations is, should you tell or announce, I guess, to everyone what type of organization you're interested in? Now, I'm not sure how the predominantly white organizations operate, but within the Black community, that is a no-no. And I know a lot of you thinking like, well, I want to show them, how much I really like this organization, or, I want to show them I'm only interested in their organization. Yes and no, because at the end of the day, you don't know until you're really officially about to, continue the process and be, ready to seek membership. And so don't prematurely announce that, because we understand that your initial vision for Greek life can change. Some people, you might have been raised in an area where you are a part of a like a younger group. I know there's a few different ones. I know Delta has like Delta Academy, SG Row has Rosebuds and Roars. They have, I know for the different fraternities, they also have some of their younger groups. I know for the Kappas, they have Kappa League. So they have these different organizations that have reached out to younger communities, such as, some all the way down to like 10 years old, all the way up to high school. However, if you're raised in that environment and you just feel like you're just dead set, that's what you want to do, that's great. Seek out those different organizations and reach out to them and see if you still have that same love once you meet the members that will be guiding you through how to become a member, and see if you still have that same impression that you had growing up.